Hi there, I'm Sarah White from ourdailycraft.com, and today I wanted to talk to you about homemade Christmas ornaments. I feel like I have made a lot of Christmas ornaments this year, and I mean, I've made some in the past, but there were just a lot this year. And so it seems like a good time to share some of them with you. And you can get the patterns for all of these at ourdailycraft.com. So let's dive right in. I have things for most of the craft genres that I talk about on my blog. Sadly, there's only one little crochet ornament here. This is just a little striped crochet ball. You can see the jogs because I'm not great at changing colors in crochet. And a cat has chewed on this one a little bit too. So it's not the prettiest, but I wanted to share that just to be, I have a whole post on crochet Christmas ornaments that I'll link in the show notes along with the rest of these, but I have, for the record, crocheted a couple of Christmas ball ornaments. You can make them solid colors, stripes, whatever you like. I also have, which I don't have an example of right now, I think the cats may have also stolen those, circular knitting machine Christmas balls, which I'll link to below as well. In the knitting world, since I knit primarily, I did a few different little things this year. So I did these little I-cord trees, which have turned out to be surprisingly popular for as easy as they are. There are lots of different ways to make them. So this one's just the plain I-cord stacked up on itself and sewn together. And this one uses some store-bought beads in between each layer to give it a little more sparkle. And then for this one, I used some air dry clay beads that I made and painted and just put them in every other little spot on the tree. So that just gives you some ideas of the different things that you can do with that, that while it's a very simple process, there are different things that you can do with it to make it a little more fun. But I took the I-cord a step further on this one, which has also been a little bit mauled by a cat. Aubrey was the best. She's lovely, but she does try to eat yarn all the time. But this I-cord star has a little bit of wire inside. You can see where my ends are coming apart, but you can see the wire. And so I just made a long cord, threaded the wire through, and then you can mold it to different shapes. So I made a star that does go on the top of our little tiny Christmas tree because it's adorable. But those couple of things can give you some ideas of just, you don't have to have a lot of skills to be able to make some cute ornaments for yourself. Now, if you want to go a little bit bigger and more complex, is this little snowman. He's knit from the bottom up in the round. So you knit the bottom flat and then do a round of pearls and then do the body. There's a little bit of decreasing and then a little bit of increasing for the head. I made him a little garter stitch scarf. You could make a tiny hat, whatever you like for that. And this one could go on the tree, or it can just sit on a table or the mantle or wherever you want a little bit more winter Christmas goodness. Say you don't know how to knit or crochet, you can still get a knit look from your Christmas ornaments. I did these little finger knit wreaths. This one is just with a super bulky yarn, and this one has, I think it was 4 strands of yarn held together. And then I just added little jingle bells. This is a great one for kids because even kids can finger knit a wreath in a few minutes, but it's fun to do and a way to introduce them to yarn craft if they haven't already been. One of my favorites that I made this year, I discovered iron-on embroidery transfers that were in the depths of my stash for a really long time, and I finally pulled them out this year, and I made this really cute sewing machine ornament, which of course is perfect for me. My initials are sew, and I also sew, but you could use any image on this that you want that's related to a person's hobby, or it could be they have seasonal designs, they have flowers, all sorts of things. And it's really easy to sew just with back stitch. I did use a couple of French knots on the little knobbies, but otherwise it's back stitch. It was really fast. I made mine into like a little pillow ornament. So there's a little bit of stuffing in there, and then it's blanket stitched closed. But this is a really cute one that could be a gift idea if you have an embroidery design on a theme, and of course you can draw your own if you want. Speaking of needle and thread crafts, I have a few cross stitch ornaments as well. This one I love because it uses a mason jar lid as the frame, which this you could do obviously with any little cross stitch design that fits inside the mason jar lid, and it's just like glued to a piece of paperboard on the back, and I put a little ribbon to hang it from. This one's a Christmas tree. I also did, these were from last year, but I also did a little pillow ornament that is a snowflake. This one's done with metallic yarn, metallic thread, excuse me. And you could do the same, like sew a loop on the back, or you can just nestle into the branches of your tree. I also did this little tiny one this year. I asked for these tiny frames for my birthday. Thanks, Mom. And then I had to come up with some things. You'll be seeing lots of mini Christmas, not Christmas necessarily, but mini cross stitch ornaments, pendants, things for me this year. But this is the first one I did. It was as a stocking. And you could embellish that with beads or stitch an initial on top of the stocking or whatever you like. I do have one bonus Christmas project, which I have to lean down for, excuse me, because it fell over. Since I haven't been crocheting a lot of Christmas ornaments, I wanted to show off this other crochet Christmas project that I made this year, which is just a Santa hat pillow. The body is just a single piece of single crochet rectangle to fit the size that you want or need, but my size was based on the size of this white fuzzy bit, which, spoiler, is not crocheted or knit. It is actually a microfiber mop pad or duster from dollar store. And I was wandering around the dollar store and saw this and was like, that reminds me of a Santa hat. I want to use that in a project. And so this is what I came up with, and I just based the size of my pillow on the width of that piece, and then the length was, I was going for squarish, but I think I went about until I ran out of yarn. So great stash buster if you've got a little bit of red yarn you don't know what to do with. You can crochet a Santa hat pillow. So I hope that these ideas have sparked some inspiration for you. If you want to add a little homemade goodness to your tree, whether that's knit, crocheted, stitched, sewn, I encourage you to do so, because it's fun to have, you know, a lot of us, it's those homemade ornaments from long ago that are the ones that are really special to us in our memories, and we can make that ourselves now, which is really cool. So I will put links to all of the patterns in the notes, and I would love to hear if you have made or are making this year Christmas ornaments, and what you're making and what you're doing. And I hope that you have a crafty week, and I will see you again soon.